Good morning. We are on day 4 from the Telegraph to the internet. Let me share my screen here. Our team cooperation goal is still complete tasks. So when you complete tasks, you make sure that your work is complete and you're using a rubric to check your scores and you're sharing the information whenever you're answering questions. We're still looking at predicting and R controlled vowels, and we are going to be writing a summary paragraph. Okay, so you have your vocabulary sheet. We're going to be doing day 4. So you're going to put a plus if you know it and a question mark if you're not sure, if you're doing this at home. So we have studied. Studied means learn about. In math class, we studied how to add long numbers. Pattern is a series, shape, design. Together, the stars made a heart-shaped pattern in the sky. We have inventor, someone who does something in a new way. The inventor works on new ideas that will change the world. Attached, connected or hooked. The flag is attached to the flagpole with a rope. Then we have instant. Instant means very quick time. My calculator adds long numbers in an instant. It's so fast. So it's fast. Popular, well-liked, enjoyed by many. Many people love the book by the popular author. Types. Types are kinds or sorts. The fruit market sells many types of fruit from around the world. Ordinary means regular or usual. On ordinary days, I ride the bus to school, but on special days, Dad takes me. Okay, so last time we worked on our organizer and we filled in our details. So let me stop sharing so you can see mine and the camera here. Okay, so if I were going to use this to summarize, I could say, okay, we've been talking about tools we use to communicate. We talked about communication now and then, like using the telephone, email, and cell phone to communicate now. And we know that communication means to pass information. We talked about early machines, the telegraph. It sent messages over wires quicker than mail. We learned about Morse code, a pattern of dots and dashes that formed words. And then dots and dashes to voice, the telephone. It was sending sounds over wires, which made the telegraph a little less popular. And then we talked about through the air, from the telephone to the radio, how the radio sends sounds wirelessly through the air and how the radio is still popular today. We talked about sound to sight, the invention of the television. We talked about how scientists wanted to send pictures wirelessly. Television became more popular than radio. The first picture was sent wirelessly in 1972. Okay, and then a question for you. How can you tell the difference between a dot and dash? So think about that one for a second. Well, the difference between a dot and a dash is to show how long you hold the button. Oh, it's how long you hold the button or make the sound over the wires. A dash is a longer line than the dots. Yesterday, we read more details about different ways to communicate. So the telegraph was one of the first ways to send messages quickly. Samuel Morse invented a machine that sent patterns of dots and dashes over wires. People translated the patterns into words and delivered the messages. It was a lot faster than regular mail. Then Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, which allowed people to speak and send the sound of their voice over wires. The invention of the radio by Guglielmo Marconi allowed people to send sound wirelessly to thousands of people at once. Let's see. So remember when we were reading, we decided that the author's intent was to tell me how the ways that people have communicated has changed over the years. So this is the section I'm going to read to you today. when I first read this section, I made a prediction about using clues on the page. I said it would be about inventing the television. I used the heading and the photographs to make that prediction. All right, so it says, inventing the television. Imagine life without your favorite TV show or without the news. How would you know what is going on in the world? Until the 1930s, everyone used radios and telephones to get information. During the heyday of radio, or its most important time, scientists worked on something new. They knew that that sound could be sent without wires. Maybe pictures could be sent too. Some of their ideas failed. Others led to new ideas. Then in 1927, it happened. A telephone company and the US government sent and received the first television picture. This was only the beginning. It wasn't long before the television became the most popular way for people to keep in touch with the world around them. Okay, so let's look before you read at the questions. What prediction did you make about the text on day 2? Does what you learned match your prediction? Support your answer. Put a check mark next to predictions if they were confirmed. 2 says a cell phone is different from a landline because it A, does not allow you to speak with people, B, cannot leave your house or it will lose signal, C, cannot receive pictures or text messages from friends, D, it does not need wires and can go everywhere with you. 3 says, how do some cell phones help people communicate in more ways than just talking? So make sure that you cite evidence from the text when you're thinking about this question. Use the following important ideas to help you summarize from the Telegraph to the internet. So this is the entire from the Telegraph to the internet, and they want you to use these ideas to help you. So the telegraph and telephone allowed messages to be sent over wires. Radio and television allowed messages to be sent wirelessly. Computers and the internet help people communicate faster than ever. So you're going to read pages 42 to 45 again, and then you are going to be adding to your organizer for those. And I am going to write these in, and then you can pause here and just check with your reading. Okay, so we have faster letters email arrives instantly, very popular today. Electronic mail, you can write a letter on a computer and send it over the internet. For keeping in touch with the internet, the World Wide Web, you have cameras for video chatting, instant messaging, websites you can look at it and read on the internet. Take it with you, cellular phones, you have signals over cell towers, you can talk, use text messages, but you have to be careful and not be rude. You can also, or the first telephone had wires, but cellular phones don't need them. What will the future bring? Well, cell phones have cameras and can send messages from anywhere. You can communicate with hundreds of people at once on the internet, and cell phones and smartphones access the internet. So if you need to pause here to get that down, that would be fine. And then let's look at our word power. Remember, our word treasure says, when an R comes after a vowel, it often controls or changes the vowel sound. If you're having trouble reading these words, first read the R controlled vowel, then read the whole word. So if I was looking at this sentence, the general told his troops to stop and set up camp in the grassy field. Where would I draw the circle for the R controlled vowel? Well, it'd be right over the E and the R, general. We always look forward to the big fireworks show on Independence Day. So where do you see R controlled vowels? Here over the OR in forward and over the AR in forward. Let's look at a couple more. Effort, I see it right here over the OR. How about target? Right here over the AR. What about govern? Right here over the ER. And then sailor, right here over the OR. Okay, so we have been talking about predicting and our control vowels today.